What's up, champs? Welcome back to the channel. Let's jump straight into today's MMA news. Arman has issued a heated warning to Ilia, doubling down on his belief that their clash is inevitable and that he intends to make a violent statement when it happens. During a recent conversation captured while he was flying on a private jet, Arman spoke with full confidence about what he wants to do the moment he steps into the cage with Ilia. He said he feels that Ilia has been talking too much, carrying himself with a level of confidence that Arman wants to test directly. According to him, this isn't just another fight, it's personal, and he plans to make that very clear. Arman explained that his goal would be to pressure Ilia from the opening bell, push him to the fence, and unleash a barrage of elbows designed to tear open his defenses and his face. He said he wants to cut Ilia up badly, overwhelm him in close quarters, and finish the fight decisively by TKO. In his words, he wants to smash Ilia's face with elbows, slice through his guard, and leave no doubt about who the better fighter is. Arman made it clear that when the time comes, he intends to deliver a level of damage Ilia won't forget. Before we continue, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. Moving on to another news, Ilia recently shared his thoughts on JDM's performance against Islam after their fight at UFC Qatar, and he didn't hold back at all. In a new interview with Alvaro Comunero, Ilia explained that he felt genuinely disappointed, not only in Islam, but even more so in JDM. According to him, the former champion looked like he had no desire to be in the cage that night. From the opening moments of the fight, Ilia said it seemed as if JDM offered almost no resistance, giving Islam exactly the kind of fight he wanted, which made the whole thing look flat and predictable. He pointed out that Islam did what he always does, sticking to a conservative and, in his opinion, boring style that doesn't take the crowd into consideration. Still, Ilia admitted that Islam handled business the way he usually does, sticking to his strengths and securing the result he needed. Ilia also doubled down on his belief that a fight between him and Islam would play out very differently. He said that people would see a completely different version of Islam, one that would look desperate trying to secure dominant positions while struggling to keep up with the pace. Ilia insisted that, unlike JDM, he would come into that matchup with fire, confidence, and the intention to put Islam to sleep. He made it clear that he's not impressed by Islam's rise to welterweight champion and believes he has the style, sharpness, and mentality to expose him if they ever meet in the octagon. Ilia emphasized that he respects results, but he doesn't respect what he sees as a lack of excitement, urgency, and willingness to take risks from Islam, especially now that he's holding a second belt. As for JDM, Ilia expressed genuine shock at how flat he looked, saying he expected the former champ to show heart, grit, and resistance, but instead saw someone who, in his words, looked checked out from the very beginning. All of this just added fuel to Ilia's growing confidence as he continues calling for big fights and big moments. Moving on to another news, Daniel Cormier shared his thoughts on the lightweight landscape, and he made it clear that he believes Arman is the most dangerous matchup for Ilia right now. During a recent discussion, Cormier said that if Islam is moving forward as the welterweight champion, then the two best lightweights in the world at this moment are Arman and Ilia. He explained that this isn't even a debate anymore, because both fighters have shown skills, composure, and high-level ability that separate them from the rest of the division. Cormier highlighted Arman's physicality, saying he's big, strong, and incredibly well-rounded. According to him, Arman can truly do everything. He can strike with confidence, he can wrestle at an elite level, and what really stands out is his top control. That, Cormier said, is what creates a serious problem for anyone who supports Ilia or believes Ilia can run through the lightweight division without difficulty. Arman's ability to maintain pressure from the top, control exchanges, and dictate the pace is something that reminds many people of Islam's style. Daniel emphasized that if there is anyone in the division who can replicate what Islam does, or at least come very close to it, it's Arman. He noted that Arman's mix of athleticism, technique, and relentless pace makes him a nightmare matchup for Ilia, especially if the fight hits the ground. Cormier added that Ilia is undeniably talented, but styles make fights, and Arman's style presents challenges that Ilia has not yet had to deal with. In his view, the potential matchup between the two isn't just exciting, it's one of the most compelling fights that could happen in the entire sport right now. Moving on to another news, Robert Whittaker shared his thoughts on the rise of Paddy Pimblett and made it clear that, despite the hype, Paddy still needs more experience before stepping into a title fight. On the MMA Arcade podcast, Whittaker pointed out that Arman simply has a much deeper and more accomplished UFC resume, and that difference matters when discussing who truly deserves a shot at the belt. He explained that Paddy has shown impressive growth lately, but there's still a gap between where he is now and where the top contenders in the division operate. Whittaker said he'd love to see Paddy take on fighters like Max, because matchups like that are what truly test contenders and move them closer to championship territory. He emphasized that these are the types of fights that sharpen a fighter's skill set, push them into deeper waters, and ultimately prepare them for the pressure and intensity of a title shot. According to Whittaker, Paddy's improvement over his recent appearances has been exponential, and he praised the performance against Jared Gordon, noting how focused Paddy looked and how clearly he executed his game plan. Still, Whittaker believes Paddy needs more moments like that before he's ready for the very top. He mentioned that Paddy dismantled his last opponent and showed his ability to lock in mentally, but the lightweight division is full of killers who have years of high-level experience. That's why Whittaker wants to see Paddy tested against names that will force him to raise his game even higher. He said matchups like Paddy versus Max, or even Paddy versus Charles Oliveira, would be wild and incredibly exciting. But realistically, he believes the rightful #1 contender fight should involve Arman. Whittaker explained that out of all the potential fights being discussed, Arman versus Paddy makes the most competitive sense if Paddy truly wants to reach title contention. He added that he would love to eventually see Paddy against Oliveira too, simply because of how chaotic and entertaining that matchup would be. But he stressed again that Paddy still needs a bit more seasoning before the conversation shifts to championship gold. Moving on to another news. Jon Jones is facing major backlash after new footage surfaced showing him meeting with President Kadyrov during his recent trip to Chechnya. The MMA community reacted strongly and immediately, with many fans and commentators voicing frustration and disappointment over Jones's decision to appear publicly alongside such a controversial figure. Given the long, well-documented history surrounding Kadyrov and Chechnya, many people felt that Jones voluntarily inserting himself into that environment was unnecessary and tone-deaf, especially considering that, unlike fighters such as Khamzat, who grew up under that system, Jones had the freedom to decline the invitation entirely. As soon as the footage began circulating online, social media filled with harsh criticism. Some users wrote that Jones was fully media posing with a renowned authoritarian and human rights violator, adding that his supporters would have a hard time justifying the optics. Others pointed out the difference between someone like Khamzat, who is often seen with Kadyrov out of cultural or social obligation, and someone like Jones, who has complete agency and intentionally chose to participate. One fan wrote, "Gross," while another commented that watching Jon Jones hang with a tyrant can't be worth whatever he's getting paid for it. Some posts took a more sarcastic angle, joking that the rent can't be that high, and suggesting that the UFC champ must be struggling financially if he accepted this kind of booking during the Thanksgiving holiday. Others implied it was 4D chess by Jones to avoid fighting Tom Aspinall again. Several comments accused him of being a sellout, saying that appearing in Russian media is one thing, but openly praising or cozying up to a leader with a violent and oppressive reputation was an entirely different level. One particularly striking comment said that Jones was posing with a blood-soaked tyrant who tortures his own people, and even referenced the apartment Jones was reportedly given, calling it paid with the tears of the oppressed. Another critic described the moment as the hug of a traitor who sold his soul for a penthouse in hell. Jones eventually responded to one fan who called Kadyrov a warlord. His reply was short and dismissive. He wrote, "I don't know anything. I don't see anything. All I know is the man's a great host." This only sparked more conversation, with many feeling that Jones was sidestepping the ethical concerns and brushing off the criticism rather than acknowledging the gravity of the situation. Moving on to another news, Arman opened up about a major mistake he made leading into his fight with Dan Hooker at UFC Qatar, admitting that he crossed a line during their face-off. He explained that the moment got too intense and he accidentally headbutted Dan, something he immediately recognized as wrong. Looking back on it now, Arman said it was entirely his fault and that he shouldn't have allowed his emotions to take over in that instant. He described those first few seconds of a heated face-off as the most difficult to control, saying that sometimes the adrenaline hits so fast that he reacts automatically before his mind catches up. Arman went on to say he realizes how dangerous that moment was, not only for Dan, but for himself as well, because if Dan had been hurt badly enough, the fight could have been canceled right then and there. He acknowledged that Dan had every right to step back, tell the officials he was injured, collect his show money, and prepare for another fight down the line. According to Arman, that would have been a completely understandable decision, and nobody could have blamed Dan for making that call. What surprised Arman most was how Dan handled the situation. He praised Dan for being a true professional and for showing real toughness by continuing with the fight despite having a legitimate opening to walk away. Arman said that moment showed him what kind of man Dan really is, and he admitted he has a lot of respect for the way Dan pushed through without complaining or trying to take advantage of the situation. Arman finished by repeating that the headbutt was entirely his mistake, something he wishes he hadn't done, and something he plans to avoid repeating in the future. He said emotions can run high, but maintaining control is part of being a professional, and he understands that better now than ever. Moving on to another news, a surprising moment unfolded when Jon Jones appeared in Russia and ended up agreeing to a potential grappling match with Khamzat. Over the past few days, fans were buzzing after new footage surfaced showing Jones and Khamzat rolling together during Jones' visit. Jon revealed on X that he was in Russia to attend the birthday celebration of Ramzan Kadyrov's son, and that he was also finalizing a major ambassador deal while overseas. Footage even showed Jones signing paperwork that many believe was related to an apartment in Grozny, the capital of Chechnya, though it's still unclear whether he purchased it or whether it was gifted to him. Since Jones was already in the area, it didn't take long for him and Khamzat to link up. Instagram user Rizvan82 captured their grappling session, which quickly went viral. In the clip, Khamzat managed to secure a clean takedown on Jones, something that immediately caught the attention of the MMA community. Fans were shocked to see someone actually take down the longtime champion, and the reaction online was massive. After the footage spread, Jones took to X to share his thoughts. He wrote that Khamzat is a real one for sure, and praised the takedown as completely legitimate. He added that Khamzat was in tremendous shape and joked that there was only so much he could do while grappling on concrete. Jones also mentioned what an incredible host Khamzat and his team were, saying he would never forget his time in Chechnya. Jones didn't stop there. He also reacted to the ongoing tension between Khamzat and Ian Gary, stating that he thinks Ian may be in trouble. He went on to compliment Khamzat further, saying the two enjoyed a great dinner together, and that Khamzat came across as humble, focused, and extremely driven. According to Jones, Khamzat told him he had to drive 4 hours back into the mountains immediately after dinner just to get another training session in. As the viral footage continued to circulate, Rizvan82 posted an update claiming that Jones actually wanted a rematch with Khamzat because he wasn't satisfied with his performance. He shared a translated message explaining that both men tested each other. Khamzat slightly edged the exchange, and Jones didn't want to settle with that result. The post stated that an offer was made for an official grappling match, and Jones immediately agreed, hinting that something big might be on the horizon. Right now, there's growing speculation that an organized grappling event featuring Jones and Khamzat could actually happen. If it does, it would be a massive spectacle, drawing global attention and giving fans a rare chance to see two elite competitors showcase their skills in a pure grappling setting.